Hi, you know that famous song that we sing all the time when people get married? Um, Kol Chatan v'Kol Kala, and it's a song that praises the future of the time in Jerusalem when the voice of a bride and a voice of a groom will be heard in the streets of Yerushalayim. Anyway, pay attention to the way that sentence is structured. Did you ever notice that there's an emphasis of the voice of the bride in the streets of Yerushalayim? Isn't the modesty kol kvuda bat melech, like, pnimiyut, like all the honor of the princess is inward, and she's supposed to be like quiet and not like heard on the streets? This is a prophecy. And this is the song we sing all the time when there's a marriage. So the teaching is as follows. The voice of a bride needs to be heard. Because otherwise it would have been stated, maybe the voice of the bride and groom. But it's the voice of the bride and the voice of the groom. That means the voice of the bride needs to be heard. So my dear, like, you have what to share. You have your light. You have your voice. Okay, so some people can sing with their voice, and some people can be a counselor with their voice, and some people can do speeches with their voice. And some people can really use their voice to bring a lot of goodness and kindness in the world, in their own family. So yes, Hashem gave you certain talents, and there will be a day when you'll have more time maybe to use them. But it's necessary that your voice be heard. Now, I'm not talking about arguing and fighting, because don't use your righteousness in a wicked way. We want shalom. We don't want arguments, and we don't want to use our voice in a not good way. But certain things we can put our foot down in a very wise way so that we can make a difference, whether in our own home or with the situation in our community or at the world at large. So where can you be thinking about how your voice will be heard in a soft and modest way with wisdom? What talent do you have that needs to be shared with the world? Maybe your voice will be in a written format, helping others through your writing, whatever talent you have. But be careful, because there's a time and place for everything. I actually had many, many books written on my computer. I didn't plan them to be books. It was just like notes and notes and notes. And one day I was just like, reviewing some notes for the next coming class that I was going to teach, and I noticed it was like 300 pages when I scrolled down on the computer, and I did not produce them for years because I really wanted to be a mother, and many other things that I put aside. I have a master's degree in marriage and family counseling, and I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and actually a master's in psychology and another bachelor's in child development. And I put everything aside, and I homeschooled my children for almost 9 years. Yes, because I wanted to first and foremost be a light to my family and not be driven by, accomplishing and changing the world for the better. Because they'll end up needing a therapist because I'm, healing the world. So there will be a time. But you could do baby steps with your children and use your voice. And it can be heard. I used to take my children to the old age home, and I'd let them sing, and we'd do drama, and I'd give a little Dvar Torah, and we did our acts of kindness together. And then I would give classes, but they would come with me. And they would participate, say some of a story, or I would make baking classes in the kitchen nearby, and while I was giving the class, so we weren't so far away from each other. Where there's a will, you can really bring your voice with your family to do a lot of good. Again, women, like, we're counting on you.